Hi and welcome back to my channel Plain Not Jane. I am Plain Not Jane and today's video is a tutorial of how I made this super cute lapel pin. So yeah, we're making a DIY lapel pin. This one in particular is an autism awareness ribbon. So yeah, let's jump right in. For this project, of course, I'm using my Cricut Explorer Air 2. But you will need a few other supplies. All of the supplies that you'll need will be listed in the description box below. But the main ones that you need are a strong grip Cricut mat. You can see mine is beat up, so if your strong grip mat isn't that strong, just some good old painter's tape will do. You'll also need some balsa wood or basswood. In this case, I'm using balsa wood that I picked up at Hobby Lobby for $2.99. You'll need some spray adhesive. You might want to use a little bit of spray paint. You'll see why a little bit later. And also some type of gloss or glaze. I like using triple thick because it gives me really good coverage, and you can make your stuff really shiny if you add enough coats. And as I mentioned, of course, my good old Cricut Explorer Air 2. So let's go ahead and go into Design Space. I purchased the file that I'm using to make my lapel pin. I'll leave a link to the Etsy store in the description box below, but I just selected the image that I wanted to use, insert the image, and I only want the ribbon, so I'm going to make everything else disappear. You can delete it. I don't like deleting because if I forget something or I make a mistake, I have to undo, and I just don't want to do that. So I just hide all the things that I don't want to have included in my file. Now once I have everything gone, I want to resize this image because I only want my lapel pin to be about 2 inches tall. So I select it and I change the height to 2 inches, and then I want to duplicate this image. So once I have it duplicated, I go back to the original image and I want to flatten it. By flattening that original image, it'll print just as is. The second image I want to weld to make it just one piece, and then I want to duplicate that welded piece. So I wind up with 2 welded pieces. These will be the pieces cut from the wood, and then 1 print and cut piece. So for my print and cut piece, is just a regular print and cut file. If you're not sure how to do print and cut, there are tons of videos on YouTube, and I might even make a tutorial. But once I have my print and cut file, I go ahead and attach it to my light grip mat, and I'm going to insert it into my Cricut and let my Cricut do its cutting thing. I now have a nice little printed file of my autism awareness ribbon. So next I'm going to work on the wood pieces. First things first, I want to cut this piece of wood down so that it will actually fit on my mat. So I just stick it on my strong grip mat, mark it with a pencil, and this balsa wood is so soft you can actually cut it with just regular scissors. But make sure you don't close the scissors all the way down because that could cause the wood to crack. So just be really careful with that. I stick it on my strong grip mat, and I'm using painter's tape because my mat isn't that sticky. But even if it was sticky, I probably would still use the tape just to make sure it doesn't move around. You'll notice I'm still using my regular fine point blade. I'll show you a little trick with that a little later. Make sure that you set it to custom. Now, I've already added balsa wood, but I'll show you my settings for the balsa wood. It took a little bit of trial and error to figure this out, and I don't know if everyone's machine is different, but these are the settings that work for me. So for my balsa wood, as you can see here, I have 250 cut pressure and it's set to cut 3 times, and I have deep point blade selected, but I start with my fine point blade and I let my fine point blade cut 3 times, and then I'll do 1 additional cut with the deep point blade to make sure that it goes all the way through. So I wind up using both of those blades. And then you just let it go. And no, my Cricut isn't super fast. I just sped up the video. And here you can see that I'm switching out the housing from the fine point blade to the deep cut blade, and I'm letting it run and cut 1 time. Once I do that, my ribbon pieces will pop out really easily, and I'm ready for my next step. So the next thing I want to do is use my spray adhesive to permanently glue the 2 pieces together so that I have a double thickness. That'll help give the lapel pin some substance. It'll help it be a little stronger and a little stiffer and not feel so flimsy. Once I get those glued together, then I spray paint the whole thing because I don't want it to show. I don't want to see that really light wood. And here are a couple that I've already done. Once the paint is dry, then you want to take your spray adhesive again, and you want to spray the wood and stick your paper cutout onto your wood cutout. And once you have your paper glued to your wood and everything is dry, you can then take, in my case, a black Sharpie and just go around the edges of the paper, because again, I don't like the look of the white paper edges, so I clean that up with just a Sharpie. Once that dries, then you can hit it with your gloss glaze. Now the number of layers that you use depends on you, but make sure you let it dry thoroughly in between. And here's how it looks after 1 coat of the triple thick. I really like the kind of satin finish to that one, so on this one I didn't add any more. And I just hot glued a button kit on the back. You can get these at a craft store for a few dollars, and they come a bunch in a pack. You just take a little bit of hot glue, put a little glue on the button, and boom, you're done. And this is the finished product. I really love how these turned out. I made one for myself and one for Young Mountain, and we wore them to his little spring ball, and they were just absolutely adorable. I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and share. And until next time, go where you celebrate it, not just tolerate it. Be safe. Bye-bye.